Okay, so finally we are now starting the social engineering videos. So we are still under penetration testing. So social engineering will be in week. Let me just quickly check. So it will be in week 4. So we are now talking about social engineering. So these other topics which I've skipped, they'll be done by Evans Warrior. So social engineering will be using social engineering toolkit and Z Fisher. So I'll be demonstrating on how you can perform credential harvesting, then on how you can also uh, gain access to your Windows machine remotely or to any other Windows machine remotely, so backing Windows machines, and how to also hack Facebook accounts and Instagram. So just a disclaimer, this video is meant for educational purposes only, so you need to make sure that you have permission to any uh, access you'll be gaining to a particular resource. So don't gain unauthorized access, make sure that you have permission for that. Okay, so first thing, we need to open up our machines, our carry machines. So the video now to install these machines were was done by Evans Warrior, and I demonstrated on how we can use the WSL. So first of all, this is the handout to be using. So it's social engineering. So the in this video I'm going to talk about social engineering toolkit. Then I'll demonstrate on credential harvesting. So just a warning, only use this attack if you are permitted to do so. It is meant for education purposes only, academics. Okay. So first thing, if you're using VirtualBox, go into your VirtualBox, then start your machine, your Kali Linux machine as shown. Okay. So since we're talking about credential harvesting, the first thing you need to do is open up your terminal. So I'll just right click on my desktop, and then I'll say open terminal here. Okay. So once I do that, let me just zoom in so that you can easily see whatever I'm doing. So let me try to zoom in. Okay, so I'm sure this is good enough. Okay, so once you open up your terminal, the first thing you'd like to do is to say sudo. So we are trying to get administrative privileges, no wonder I'm saying sudo. So you say sudo, then se toolkit. So that stands for social engineering toolkit. So we are trying to learn this tool as an administrator. So you can just click enter, then you enter your password or credentials for you to access that particular tool as an administrator. Okay, so once this tool is up, we can now start the job. Okay, so let me close this for a moment. The other way to open this tool, you can right click on your desktop, then under applications you will find social engineering tools. Okay, then you just choose se toolkit, social engineering toolkit. So click on that, then it will prompt us for a password. So you just enter your particular password for that account. So once you enter your password, so as you can see here, it's saying if society, if you know Mr. Robot. Okay, so it's saying if society, the person who created it, and so on and so on. So let me try to zoom in again. Okay, so I'm sure if this is clear enough, then we are good to go. Okay, so this is user friendly because it has a menu which will help us to run our particular tasks. So number one, it's saying select from the menu. So we are talking about social engineering attacks, so we're going to press 1 for social engineering attacks. So now you press enter. So again, it's saying we have spear phishing, attack vectors, website attack vectors, infection media generator, create a payload and listener, and so on. Okay, so for us, we are going to concentrate on website attack vectors because we want to um, gain access to certain credentials. No wonder it's credential harvesting to users. So we're going to use two for us to select website attack vectors. So we have Java applet attack method, Metasploit browser exploit method, credential harvest attack method. So for this one, you're going to select credential harvest attack method because we want to harvest these credentials for users. So it's option 3. You press 3, then enter. Now it's saying we have web templates, site cloner, then custom import. So for web templates, it allows you to paste a particular URL um, for it to direct that particular user. If it's the website for your school, you can do that. So for site cloner, you simply clone a site which is already available online. So you make a copy for that to trick users to think they are at a legitimate site. Then custom import, this is where if you have your own website used for phishing, you can use this custom input whereby you already have all the files needed to phish this particular user. So the first method you're going to start with is website template. So we'll do website template and site cloner. So I'll go one for website template. Okay, then here it's saying IP address for the post back or vesta. uh, so this simply means who is the listener. So in this particular case, the listener, it's us, okay, the attacker. So this is our IP address, but if you don't know your IP address, you can simply right click on your terminal, then open terminal, or right click on your desktop, then open terminal. So let me just zoom in. So you need to say if config, okay, if config to check your IP address. So once you say if config, you see that okay, this is the IP address which you have, this one. Okay, so let me copy that. So that's our IP address. So let me quit. Okay, so here we were told to put the IP address, but it's already shown. So just paste that IP address from getting. So it means whatever traffic will be directed to this particular IP address. So once you click enter, here they are saying we need to configure this option under. So let's copy this. So for us to make sure that this tool is up and ready for harvesting. So copy etc/ social engineering toolkit. So control shift C to copy. So open another terminal, open terminal. Then here you need to make sure that you run it as an administrator. So let's say sudo su. Okay, so I want to switch the privileges from that user to an administrator. So we say sudo su, then it will prompt us to enter our password so that we run these things as an administrator. So once you enter your password, you're going to say cd for change directory, then you're going to paste that particular URL or the particular directory you have copied. So you want to edit these files because we need to make sure that our vesting is up and running. So you say cd change directory, then you specify that directory. So enter. As you can see, we've changed from this home slash Soko gem slash desktop directory to etc/ social engineering toolkit. So if we list files by saying ls, we are going to realize that we have this set.config file. So we want to configure this file. So what you can do is to say nano. So nano enables you to edit or type something into a file. So we want to edit this file, and we are saying nano so set .config like that. So we want to edit this file, so you need to enter. So once you enter here, what you are looking for, let me just scroll down now, explain. So here we want to make sure that our Vesta is up, is now like up to ready to harvest. Okay, so let me just find whatever I'm looking for, then I'll explain. You see, so Apache server needs to be on. Okay, so we change this from off to on. Why? Because we want to create our own HTTP server, which will enable that particular user to visit a particular site thinking they are on a legitimate site, but it's not. Okay, then we need this Apache directory to be this if you are using the default. If you have anything, you can simply edit that. Okay, so I'll just leave it to default. Then let me go down. So we'll be using port 80, meaning it's not secure for our attack, which is HTTP. Okay, now let me scroll down again. So if we scroll down, we are looking for the Vesta now. Let me just scroll down. So Vesta, redirect must be on. Okay, so in a case whereby you capture the credentials for a particular user, where do you want to redirect that particular user? So keep in mind the redirect Vesta URL which you need to direct the user should be similar to whatever attack you are doing. Let me give an example. If I want to get confidential information to the incoming students for 2025 at Kapasa, Makasa University, what I can simply do is that I need to make them visit the fake school website. Then once they enter their credentials, they'll be redirected to the original website for the school. So if that's the case, I would put the URL for our school as the URL which will be redirected. So it will be www.kmu.ac.zm. Okay, so that will be the URL which will be directed to these particular users once they visit our fake site. So once that is done, you can say Ctrl X, then S, and enter to save that particular file. So as you can see, this file has now been edited. So we can quit this. So let's continue. So here we have three options. We have Java, we have Google, then we have Twitter. So for this example, we are going to use Google because most of the websites like to say you can use your Google account to log in whatsoever, so it will look a little bit legitimate. So let's use Google. We say 2, then enter. Then it's saying cloning the website. So it's more like we are creating a copy of www.google.com, so that once these users try to visit a particular site, they will think that they are on Google, but they are not. Once they enter their credentials, they will be redirected to the original school website. Okay, so here it's saying the Social Engineering Toolkit credential harvest attack. Credential attack harvest is running on port 80 because we are using port 80. Information will be displayed to you as it arrives below. Okay, so one thing you need to understand is that we've just set up the Avesta. Okay, the Avesta. So we need also to set up a phishing email which will enable a user to click on a particular link for us to harvest their credentials. So what you need to do is to open up your browser. Okay, so open up your browser. So here I'll just right click on my desktop. Then under application, I'll select web browser. So I need to open up my browser to set up a phishing email. So once this browser is on or is ready to run, we can now also, by the way, let me just pause this video so that I can log into my Gmail account so that we don't waste enough time. Okay, so now that I've logged in my Gmail, so what you can do is that you go under compose. So you go under compose, then you need to be creative. Okay, so number one, you need to identify your target. So for example, if I am targeting my other account, assuming that's the victim, I need to insert their email. Okay, so that's the email address I'm targeting. So this is my other account which I use for music related stuffs. Okay, so subject must be related to the attack you're performing. For example, if you want to, since we're talking about 2025 incoming students for KMU, you can say maybe we fake the USB list. Okay, USB list. And then if you know the maybe if you know the particular name of your target, you can simply write them anything. Say congratulations. So you can say congratulations, you've been accepted, and then blah blah blah. So the most important thing is that you go where it says insert link. So you click on insert link, then here you paste the particular IP address for your machine. For example, the IP address for our machine, if you can remember, it was 192.168.10.3. Let me just confirm if I'm not mistaken. So let me open my terminal and then I confirm if that was the IP address. So we said if config to check the IP address. So it's 192.168.10.3. So we are good to go. That's our IP address. So we are putting this IP address as our web address because that's our listener for that particular social engineering toolkit. Okay, so once that is done, you can simply edit this text to display. So since we've said congratulations, you have been accepted, so we can say download the list here. So we want to say to tell that particular student to download the list here. So as you can see, it's now saying congratulations, you've been accepted, download list here. So once we send this email, it will be under sent. Okay, so we can see we've sent this phishing email to this particular student. Okay, in this case that's me again, my other account. Okay, so once we've done this, we need to make sure that our Vesta is just still listening. Okay, so let me just pause the video. I go to my Windows machine. I make sure that I'm logged into that account so that we see what will be happening. So let me just pause this. Okay, so I'm logged in as Soko James with this account, which has just received an email from the attacker, who is Soko James in this case. So the best thing is that you can create an email which is related to the things you're about to perform. If it's for KMU, create a fake email for KMU so that it can look legitimate. Okay, so let's see how we are going to do this thing. Let me just organize my stuffs. Let me come back here so that I try to do this. Okay, so now everything is cool, we can see. Okay, so it's saying congratulations, have been accepted, download the list here. So once you click on that link, remember this is Kali, this is Windows, but we are able to see that we are trying to access Google because we used Google template. So USB list, we've clicked on that. So if you need to make sure to know that this is an attack, you see not secure, then instead of seeing the URL, we are seeing the IP address, so that is somehow fish. So it's saying sign in with your account, so you want to check the list, so you sign in with your account. So use your email, then you put your password. So I'll input my password assuming that is the correct password, but for this video I'll just use a fake password. So I'm putting the password, so I'll say sign in. Okay, so once I sign in again, I'll be surprised, but I've been redirected to Google again. So I think maybe it was network problems or whatsoever. So I'll just click on sign in again. So because I'm already signed in, no wonder I'm saying that I'm signed in, but otherwise it wasn't signed in. So the redirect, I'm not really sure why it doesn't work, but it was supposed to take me to KMU. Anyway, the main purpose for this video is to see how we are going to intercept that particular credentials, because it's credential harvesting. So as you can see, the email has been harvested. Is this email which is the correct email for this. Then the password, I just typed you've been phished, because I can't input my normal password. You guys work me, okay? So then I signed in, then said yes. So an attacker will now go to the actual Google, then log in with these credentials. It means that you've been hacked now, okay? You've been hacked because of the credentials you've provided. So in this case, you need to make sure that you are using two-factor authentication. Let me just show you that. Manage account. So you need to make sure that you are using two-factor authentication under security. So under security, you need to make sure that you are using two-factor authentication. So let me just show you. So under just down below here, you can see two-factor authentication. Okay, so two-factor authentication, you need to make sure that you're using that. And then once you use two-factor authentication, whenever you try to log in or someone has your credentials, you will receive a code. Okay, so like for example, when I was logging in, I received this code. So this is my router. So when I was logging in, so again I need to log in. Let me see if I need to log in. Damn. Okay, let me just log in. So once someone tries to log in, you receive an SMS from Google trying to see if you are the actual person trying to log in, so that you can provide that code. So that way you can secure your account. Okay, so You can also put pass keys or security keys. Maybe you are just using your Windows machine or PC to verify that it's truly you are trying to log in. Okay, so that's it for that particular first step we did. So now let's try to see another method. So here, let me just say Control Z to stop this. Let me just exit this. Control Z. What's happening? Okay, exit. Okay, so let's start again this social engineering toolkit. We said the first step we can say sudo, then the name of that tool, which is social engineering toolkit. Then once it's up, we went for one social engineering website attack vectors, which is 3 credential harvesting. Okay, so now let's try website cloner if you want maybe to hack someone's Facebook account. Okay, so you need to go site cloner, which is option 2. Then it will say the IP address. So for this one I've explained, so I'm just putting my IP address. So once you insert your IP address, it will say to set up whatever you want to clone. So if you want to clone Facebook, you can say www.facebook.com. So you are creating a fake Facebook to trick people. So cloning, so here you just need to type return for you to proceed. So just say return. So as you can see, return if you understand what we are saying. So return, it's not error. So say return. So once you say return, the credential harvesting will be now listening. So let's assume you've sent another phishing email like this one. Say user once received that email, they'll click on it, but this time around it won't be for Google because we are using we have cloned Facebook. So as you can see, it's looking like the original Facebook we know. Okay, so it's somehow deceiving. So you see, I'll enter phone number or your email. So a user can enter their phone number. So I don't know whose phone number is that. 0969209404. So once you enter that, you can also try to enter the password for that particular account. So once the user clicks on login, they will think that they are logging into the actual Facebook, but they are not. Okay, just a minute. I don't know what's happening. Why is it not? I'm saying login. Just a minute. Let me try to reload this page. I don't know what's happening. So 0969209404. Okay, so let me try to log in. What's happening? Okay, just a minute. So let me try to log in. Let me just do this on Chrome. Because I don't know what's wrong with Edge. So this the email which was sent was from this account. So let me log into the victim's account. So this is the victim's account. Okay, so let's do this now. So we are almost done. We just need to make sure that we see what's happening. So this was the phishing email we received. So we are on this page now. So 0969299404. So let me put the password. So a user would input a password, then click on login. Why is it not logging in? Okay, so I'm not really sure what's the problem there. Not really sure what's the problem. I'm not really sure what's the problem there, why it's not pressing this login button. But once you log in, the credentials will be harvested here. Then you'll see like it did on that previous example. So maybe if I start this again, it will work out. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, I don't know why it has refused. But once you do that, the information will be harvested uh, here, and you see everything. Okay, so that's it for social engineering toolkit for credential harvesting. So hope this video was helpful to you and you have understood. So let me just go back to the presentation. So this presentation, it has steps. It will guide you now to open up this toolkit. You agree to the terms, you see how to use it. So for credential harvesting, you choose whatsoever, you perform that, you choose if it's Google whatsoever, then you change, you put this IP address based on the IP address as your redirector or as the listener. Then you put the redirecting. So once you redirect, a person once clicks on, for example, this, they'll be redirected to that redirect as shown. So I encountered some errors, but all you know, that's all you need to know about this social engineering toolkit for credential harvesting. So up next, we'll be doing the same social engineering toolkit, but we'll be talking about how to hack this Windows machine if you are using Linux. Okay, so this is the end of the video. These are the 2024-2025 classes. My name is Soko James, representing KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials. See you in the next video.